1829, Chinese goods from the land had a big find. Neighborhood demand for goods was quite sour. One flower changed the flow of power. Hong Kong was the only place that trade was allowed to go along. One port that the British got high-grade goods along. China made sure to put a tax on foreign trade. This put a crack on the British back, made them afraid that they wouldn't get paid. Wanted tea so bad they agreed to get silver from across the sea. They really were broke, and opium was on a podium to a lot of Chinese folk. Thugs smuggled to make sure this folk could smoke. The drug was lugged straight for the folk. 1839, China was seeing blurry lines. It was just truly divine. Opium was a new sign. British still had to diagnose China with that opium. Had to fill their blood full of sodium. They addicted to overdose on a little opium. China said it was really restricted to smoke opium. They were really skittish when the British told them to copium. Chinese trade was really just full of opium. China put a raid on illegal foreign trade. British stayed to a barren island of Hong Kong. Still to this day, China fought for a while and British along the way just stayed. The island really never had a lot of trades, but China wanted to negotiate. It was ideal for the state to be under China fate. They could never seal a deal. You could feel the tension that was really real. I should mention that the British took over Chunpi. China's intention shouldn't be to get the island for free. British was open to negotiate. China had to associate. British gave back China's land. British said, I'ma keep this island full of sand. China was in no place to demand. China wanted back the island. So the British said, I'ma expand. British went on a crusade. China caught British fate. They really just wanted back foreign trade. They took a vast amount of land pretty fast. China was like, I know in the past we had a lot of hate. China said one last time, I wanna negotiate, undergo foreign trade, about to reinstate. Although China got back a lot of land, Hong Kong is now a great British colony under policy. 1898, the state was on a wait. Hong Kong was under British dictate for 99 years. Settled in peace, the peace of China was only released in the years. China was full of tears. To the British it appears to be an infinite amount of years. Cheers, to them the end is never nears. Hollywood Road split mainland and Hong Kong. Hong Kong commit to be a democracy. Mainland stay along a bureaucracy. You can see one was a British colony. Along the line made sure the two stayed where they resigned. Could not combine. Big sign saying mine was a Western shrine. 1937, Japanese took over Hong Kong for a small amount of time, came in at its prime, also did a lot of global crimes. Lots of refugees came over to Hong Kong, asked them to rescue me, I came over to flee. Then came the Japanese, said you should go back to flee, this place is going to be sprung up full of hunger sprees. British came back to re-establish its guarantee. You can see where the place got a lot of its popularities. Population like these new democracies, like how the British runs its policies. The folk were so in tune with being democratic, never wanted to be autocratic, bureaucratic. However, 99 years was not forever, this caused a lot of static. Sooner or later, Hong Kong had to talk about its future, came up with one country, two systems. But China later on had to cut them. This gem was held under them, but it held its freedoms. This led to a lot of clashing, slashing, dispatching, lashing, maybe even a little bit of stock market crashing. 2003, marked against Article 23, they were really feeling unfree. Hong Kong had a guarantee to be a democracy. More and more laws was found to cause anti-democracy. China wanted to withdraw the democracy. Broke a lot of jaws, government met with paws, claws. People who fought against a law was never to be saw. Anyone saw as a flaw was found and probably put under a saw. 2019, seen as clean. Hong Kong is very strong, people are very happy, not at all sappy. Psych, they were gonna strike. It's like as if the people of Hong Kong were done so wrong. So why were the people so unhappy? China released the extradition bill in addition to they were put in a position to change the condition of Hong Kong. People expressed their concern through a protest full of unrest. In return, they were met with yet another street full of threat. Fought back with violence, trying to keep the people silent. Defiant, anti-government, people of Hong Kong don't want to be along. The autocracy, keep it a democracy. China's entity just wants to keep its bureaucracy. Hide your identity while fighting for a democracy. Had people violent and defiant, that's all you can see. China wants them silent and maybe even quiet. The people want it democratic, fight with a riot. They fight for what is right, keep it unquiet. China thinks static, problematic, that's all for being democratic.